Good morning, everyone. On this Thursday morning, we're going to be continuing in the book of Ezekiel. This time we're in chapter 12, verses 1 through 12. The word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, you live in the midst of a rebellious house. They have eyes to see, but do not see, ears to hear, but do not hear, for they are a rebellious house. Now, son of man, during the day while they are looking on, prepare your baggage as though for exile. Again, while they are looking on, migrate from where you live to another place. Perhaps they will see that you are a rebellious house. You shall bring your baggage like an exile in the daytime while they are looking on. In the evening, again while they are looking on, you shall go out like one of those driven into exile. While they look on, dig a hole in the wall and pass through it while they look on. Shoulder the burden and set out in darkness. Cover your face that you may not see the land, for I have made you a sign for the house of Israel. I did as I was told. During the day I brought out my baggage as though I was on exile, and in the evening I dug a hole through the wall with my hand, and while they looked on, set out in the darkness, shouldering my burden. Then in the morning the word of the Lord came to me, Son of man, did not the house of Israel, that rebellious house, ask you what you are doing? Tell them, thus says the Lord God, this oracle concerns Jerusalem and the whole house of Israel within it. I am a sign for you. As I have done, so shall it be done to them. As captives, they shall go into exile. The prince who is among them shall shoulder his burden and set out in darkness, going through a hole that he has dug in the wall and covering his face, lest he be seen by anyone. The word of the Lord. Thanks be to God. Well, in this episode, we have Ezekiel, who is, remember, he's in Babylon, and he is doing a prophetic act. By doing this prophetic act, it is to cause people to go, what in the world are you doing? It's kind of a bit strange. And it's to provoke kind of questions, and by this action, hopefully draw people close to the message that is supposed to be said. So he is to act out that he is on exile. He's to have luggage. He is to do things like bearing a hole, trying to get through. And all this is to say there is something happening for the children of Israel, those particularly in Jerusalem, still there, thinking that maybe, just maybe, they'll be saved from the Babylonian captivity. And so he is to act this out, saying, you're a rebellious people. You're not going to be obedient to God. You're trying to make deals with all kinds of other nations and also adopting their gods, which is not the right thing to do. In the end, they did ask, well, why is this happening? And he lets them know in no uncertain terms, yes, there is going to be captivity. They are going to go into exile. And it mentions the prince who shall shoulder his own burden. And in this case, he's talking about the puppet king that was established there in Jerusalem. He was not the real one. His name, that was the puppet one, is Zedekiah. Now, in all the writings, the real king is Joachim, and it's even in the Babylonian tablets that they have, was the real king. This was a false one. This was one that was set up as a puppet prince. And that's why Ezekiel calls him that. He's calling him the prince. And he is also going to be in exile, and he will have to shoulder his own burden going into exile. And he's going to cover his face, out of embarrassment of what is about to happen. It's quite a interesting thing that Ezekiel was called by the Lord to do, to make a message clear, loud and clear to the folks that were there. Are we listening loud and clear to the Lord today? Stay safe, folks. Hopefully we'll get to see each other soon. Bye for now.